Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
And here our next speaker is Nate Brimhall out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And so he's the one who actually works with the space. So I sometimes like to think of movement in space as creating sort of a volatile space of movement. And so Nate is a sculptor, and he works with large metal large creations that I love how you say that you like to create moments of pause, how you like to invite people to just pause and ponder and maybe soften a little bit. And that I really want to hear a little more about, how somebody who works with, of all the elements, something as cold and hard as metal. And here you say your intention is to create a community of kindness and awareness. So I give you the mic and tell us all about it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very excited to be here, and just listening to you already, the energy and like Sean said, you are my people. Your music and dance both were so inspiring. I thank you. Why do we do what we do? It's to communicate, to connect, to find community and awareness and consciousness. And this whole movement is just so amazing, and I'm honored to be here. It's so fun to be part of this. I've got a couple of things I wanted to share. I'd like to show you some of my work. I wanted to talk just briefly about art. You know, what is it? The definitions, like we've looked at before, James. The definition of art, it's a noun. The quality, production, expression, or realm according to aesthetic principles of what is beautiful, appealing, and this is my favorite part, or of more than ordinary significance. Because art isn't always pretty. Art can be very scary sometimes. Art can show us the mirror of our humanity and our state of being, which is not always our highest levels. But that last part of more than ordinary significance, and I think when we come together in unity, we create things that are significant. But what's the purpose of art? The purpose of my art, like Manja said, is to create moments of pause, where one can ponder a physical representation of a value, a character trait, an abstract idea, perhaps shift a paradigm a little bit, register a bias that we may have been unaware of before, and hopefully integrate additional perspective. It's one of the reasons I love three-dimensional art, is because the perspective changes. My mood can affect how I see it. The weather can affect how it's seen, the lighting. So every time I go around a piece of work, I may have a different experience with it. And I hope people who see my work do the same thing. And I always encourage people to interact with it, to tap on it, to touch it, to move it, to see it. You know, many people will say that art is so subjective, and yes, it is. And it creates dialogue, and that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm willing to share it. And I always hope to choose abundance over scarcity and love over fear. Dialogue is the purpose of what I do, why I create my art, even if that dialogue is just within oneself. If I can stop for a moment, and it's kind of my grassroots effort to keep humanity in the equations of business, especially, and also in the noise of living. I want to see me more clearly. I want to see me in you, and I want to see you in me. When we see each other that way, when I am you, when you are me, like on that train, if they could have been there and connected in a way that was more meaningful, could I have understood that experience differently? May we simply be. And with that, I want to show you a couple of, let's see how I can do with the screen share. See if this works. Open, no, allow Zoom, yes. Allow, how do I do that? There we go, I think. that working? No. Can you see anything? I can't hear you. Okay. Desktop. Double click. Share desktop. There we go. Allow open system preferences. Why do I have to go there to allow that?
I think if you just click screen share at the bottom of your Zoom screen, it should pop right up. You should have the permissions already.
I am, but now it's my privacy is saying allow the apps, and I've clicked on Zoom to add, and nothing is happening. Okay, let me put in this, see if this works.
Yeah, no, you're the man fuck out, so you get 40.
Oh, come on, nope. Oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Advanced, so that should allow it, right? I'm hoping. It's still not working. Okay. I'm not sure how I'm going to show you pictures of my work then.
Do you maybe have a link somewhere on your website or something that we could share? Is there some, maybe a gallery or something somewhere online that we could go to?
Yeah. So I go to desktop, I allow share, I'm hitting share, and then it says allow Zoom to share your screen. So I have to open privacy. My goodness. And then it comes up. Allow apps below to record the contents of your screen. Click it. Allow. Click the lock to make changes. Try this one more time. Lock. Oh, come on. Okay, now click that. There we go. Oh my gosh, it says I have to shut down the whole thing. So I guess we'll stop. I apologize.
Nathan, if we open up one of us who has it set up, if we open up your web page, would we be able to share?
Yeah, you could probably see some from my webpage. I was wondering if I could actually just pick up.
So which I'm on your gallery right now.
Let's see. No, not that one right here.
So if you tell me which one to click on.
You can click on any of them. And just
actually,
I had a little slideshow.
What you just did with your phone works great. If you want to pull up the pictures on your phone and put it in front of the camera, that's that's beautiful. We can.
This is the original sketch. These are some of the pictures of that build in progress. This one is called Healing the Divide. You can see some of the dimensions of it. This is the beginning of Infinite's Ohm. Come on. So there's the whole thing. And then let me just talk. Maybe what I should do is this then. Let me go back. And I want to talk specifically about a couple of pieces. But my work, I create it volumetrically. And I can see how much time we've got. I don't want to be too late. Oh, I'm already there. Let me talk then just briefly about And Then, because it's a very important one. It is currently on display at the Springville Museum of Fine Art, and it incorporates a semicolon. And it is right here. And it is about 7.5 feet tall. And the semicolon is correct on either side as you look through it. One side is teal, the other side is purple, and the semicolon is used in as a it's a punctuation mark. It means there's more to come. And it's become a signal of suicide awareness. And it indicates a pause with more to the story, not the end. For me, this sculpture represented a lot of different facets of my life. I was successful, and then I failed, and then I got married, and then I got divorced, and then etc. and over again. But none of those became more poignant than knowing that there are people who have come to believe that the best option is to no longer be. So this piece was for Dave and Rob and Bing and Chad and all the people who have contemplated, attempted, and succeeded. All who have loved, lost, hoped, longed for, been affected by. It's close to me right now. There's members of my family that are struggling with not wanting to be here. And if we can create a unity and a consciousness and raise that consciousness and begin to love one another and come together that way, I think we will be so much better. So may I always believe that there's more to come. May I put my art out into the world for people to see and have dialogue with. And I apologize for the technical difficulties. I tried to put so much good energy towards all of this happening just seamlessly and without problem. But thank you for listening and for your time.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing us, other aspects of sharing our vulnerability, our awareness, our hearts. We have learned about those fine nuances of tolerance and caring. We have learned about showing ourselves with authenticity and joy and movement and pure expression. And of course, it also has its form in showing our despair and sadness and, maybe sometimes lack of knowing the next step. And even more again, it is interesting that you are choosing to put something in space and time that is so manifest and so tangible, especially to point out when people don't have anything to hold on to pause. So thank you for sharing that.